Students, today our topic is nutrition. So when we see the nutrition, we say that it is the phenomenon by which the living organisms get food in order to sustain their lives. We say that nutrition is the biochemical, rather physiological process by which the living organism gets food in order to support their life. It includes ingestion, absorption, assimilation and catabolism. We say that by the process of nutrition, living organism get energy. They take different types of foods and they get energy in order to support their life. And we say that this nutrition occurs in two ways, or rather we can say that there are two processes of nutrition, or nutrition is of two types. Number one, it is the autotrophic nutrition. Okay, when we see the autotrophic nutrition, we see the etymological meaning of autotroph. We say auto means self. Auto means self and troph means feeding status. Feeding status. That means these are those living organisms, especially these are green plants and some bacteria. What they do, their feeding status is that they prepare their own food. They are also known as the self-feeders. Now, the question here is that how they prepare their own food. We simply define that there occurs a process that is known as photosynthesis. When we explain the process of photosynthesis, we say that this is the process by which green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight and a green pigment known as chlorophyll from inorganic raw materials like carbon dioxide and water in order to get energy in the form of glucose. So we can express this type of nutrition, this autotrophic nutrition, by a simple chemical reaction. We say it is 6CO2 plus 6H2O gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2. It occurs in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. If we will see first, we say that this photosynthesis is carried out by the green plants, especially the leaves. The leaves have the organelles known as chloroplasts, in which there are stomata. The stomata are the chloroplasts, and there are the, if you will see the cross section of the leaf, there are the green dots, and those we say they are the chlorophylls. So what happens over here in the process of autotrophic nutrition, we say that first carbon dioxide and water combines in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it gives glucose. But during the process, it occurs in three steps. The one step that chlorophyll, the green pigment, it absorbs the light energy, that is photons coming from the sunlight. And in the second step, we say that this light energy is converted into chemical energy. And in the third step, this carbon dioxide is reduced to glucose. So we can say that in these three steps, this autotrophic mode of nutrition occurs. So rather, we will explain it once more. We say that in this type of nutrition, or in this process of nutrition, the living organisms, especially green plants and some bacteria, they produce their own food. So that's why they are known as self-feeders or autotrophs. And also, these are also known as the primary producers. So So we say that these are the primarily those living organisms who produce the food by themselves. So the one way by which we say green plants prepare their own food, that's known as autotrophic nutrition. Now going to the second type of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Again, we'll go and see the etymological meaning of heterotroph. We say hetero means other and trop means feeding status. So we can explain that these are those living organisms. Remember it that these includes animals, especially these includes animals and some bacteria. So we say that heterotrophic nutrition, it is the other feeding status. That means these living organisms depend on the producers, and they are not autotrophs. They don't produce their own food. However, they depend on the food produced by the producers. That's why these living organisms are known as consumers. And in consumers, we say that there are so many groups. We say there are primary consumer, there are secondary consumer, or there are tertiary consumers, or there are quaternary consumers, or we say that we say that first is the autotrophic nutrition. We say that these are the producers. In heterotrophic nutrition, we say that these are consumers.